Hi everyone. Hope everyone are good. Hope everyone are safe. Okay. So from this video you are going to learn a very important thing for everyone. So not for the kids, not for the youngers, not for the elders. For everyone this is very important. And that is called as introduction, especially self-introduction. So what do you mean by self-introduction? Self means we. Introduction means telling about ourselves. Okay, so this self-introduction is very important from a kid to the eldest person. That's because that is our identity. So when you want to tell something about yourself to others, or when you meet someone, you should tell about the information in a very clear way. So this is what as simply called as self-introduction. Today I'm going to tell you all four different ways of self-introduction. So whichever the way you like, you can use it. So got my point? So most of the people are afraid to attend the interviews, or when you meet someone, or when to talk in a group of people, they are afraid because they don't know how to introduce themselves. So if you watch this video very clearly, you will be knowing how to introduce yourself not only in one way but also in four ways. Okay, so to remember this, you should remember a sentence. The sentence is, I love my parents. What is that? I love my parents. Okay, so this sentence is a very common thing. Everyone loves their parent. I love my parents. So which are the four letters of these words? I is a letter, love L, my M, parents P. So these four letters, if you remember these four letters, you will be knowing the four ways of different self-introduction. I love my parents. I, L, M, P, parents. Okay, so remember these four words. First, so to start a conversation or to talk, as a startup, you should wish the people. So you can wish people by telling good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You can't tell good night, so you always finish your conversation by telling good night. So the time is 8 o'clock, let me go and wish people as good night. No, you can't start your conversation by wishing good night, but you can end your conversation by telling goodbye, good night, bye, like that. Okay, so you first you wish people good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And one thing very clear, that is, after good morning just tell something. So why to follow, people say good morning and after that they start, let us tell something, and that is called as nice to meet you. What is that? Nice to meet you. So when you meet a person for first time in your life, you should say nice to meet you. Okay, the adjectives can be different, like nice to meet you, happy to meet you, wonderful to meet you, great to meet you, it's glad to meet you, it's my pleasure to meet you. All these things, when you meet an official, you say nice to, sorry, no shake hands, right? Nice to meet you, happy to meet you, good to meet you, kind of things. The same person, if you meet after first time, that can be second time, third time, whatever it may be, after first time, so this meet you should be see you again. Like nice to see you again, good to see you again, it's happy to see you again, it's wonderful for me to see you again, it's great to see you again, it's my pleasure to see you again. Okay, only in the first meeting, the word itself, meeting, that's because first time only you meet the person. After that you don't meet, you see them regularly. Okay, so nice to meet you, for first time you use. After first time, it's nice to see you again. Okay, so good morning, nice to meet you. If you're meeting for first time, it's nice to meet you. After that, if not second time and all, nice to see you again. Then our four words, I love my parents. I, L, M, P. Remember these four words. I refers, I would like to introduce myself to you. Let me repeat. I would like to introduce myself to you. Okay, so next, L, let me introduce myself to you. So this introduce myself to you is common in these four sentences. Okay, I would like to introduce myself to you. L, let me introduce myself to you. which is our next word, next letter, I'm sorry, M. Okay, so this is more polite actually with the officials, with the group of people who are official. You better use it, it is completely polite. M. May I introduce myself to you? May I introduce myself to you? And finally P. Pleasure to introduce myself to you. Okay, I love my parents. ILMP. I would like to introduce myself to you. L. Let me introduce myself to you. M. May I introduce myself to you? And P. Pleasure to introduce myself to you. So I would like to introduce myself to you is like you are telling it. So without any other's permission, just you wanna tell it, you are telling it. So let me introduce myself to you is also kind of a permission, but not completely polite. But see, M is with 100% of politeness. May I introduce myself to you? Very politely you ask. And P, pleasure to introduce myself to you. When you feel cherished, when you feel so happy, when you feel great to introduce yourself, it is pleasure to introduce myself to you. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it may be, and nice to meet you for first time, or nice to see you again after first time. So I would like to introduce myself to you. Let me introduce myself to you. May I introduce myself to you? Pleasure to introduce myself to you. Don't use 4 of them at a time. People will think that we are mad. Should use any one among them. So I am giving you 4 options. Whichever the word is so comfortable for you, you use them. Okay, and after that simply, my name is Johnny Veera, so I am doing so and so. I'm working as a communicative English faculty, or I'm working as a development officer, I'm working as so and so. Your designation. Okay, that's all, that's enough. And I am from, okay, the place. I am from Andhra Pradesh, I am from Tamil Nadu, kind of thing. So thank you everyone, have a good day, that's all. This is a very simple self-introduction. Okay, good morning. Nice to meet you all. May I introduce myself to you? My name is Johnny Veera. I am working as a communicative English faculty in Gautam Model Schools. I am from Andhra Pradesh. Thank you everyone. Have a good day. That's what my self-introduction. Okay. So introduce myself to you is a common sentence in the 4. I would like to introduce. May I introduce? Let me introduce. Pleasure to introduce. Myself to you is a common thing. Hope I have explained very clearly. If you have not understood this, just see the video once again. Finally, our intention is to make you all to speak English. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Have a good day.